regarding the present defensive tackling information and coaching and approach to tackling. And here you see the defensive player and Neymar. And this is typical of the present approach of virtually everybody. This defenseman here, just notice he is waiting. His legs aren't even bent to be able to move. Neymar is waiting. He's going to figure out the situation. The defenseman is giving him all the time he wants because the defenseman won't move until Neymar moves. This is typical approach presently day to tackling. The defenseman is in a reactive mode. In other words, he's going to wait and react and try to keep up with what Neymar or any attacker would be doing in this position. Remember that reaction time. When I was teaching driving at the California Driving School in San Francisco, we learned that one of the coaching sessions with our supervisor was that the reaction time, if you're driving along and you see an emergency that you must stop immediately, it takes you 3/4 of a second to react and get your foot pressing down on the brake. Now remember, this defenseman is a human being just like everybody else, and it's going to take him on the average, when Neymar moves, it's going to take him an average of 3/4 of a second to get his body reacting and put in motion. That means that all Neymar has to do, you see with his right foot, is he could flick the ball to the left and he'd be one stride ahead of the defenseman because the defenseman wouldn't have moved yet, and Neymar could send a cross right into front of the goal to awaiting teammates. Or he could try to pass the defenseman now that he's got a head start on him. And that's the situation where things stand present day today in playing defense tackling. It's reactive, waiting for the dribbler to make an indication of what the defenseman should do. Now I've thought about presenting in this video format the solution, but let me explain. I don't want money to tell you, whoever contacts me, what the solution is, but the reason I'm not going to try to put it into videos, I've thought about this very carefully. And you see, the solution has a completely different approach. Instead of being reactive, it is taking the initiative, but you have to do it correctly, as you can see of all the mistakes that are made. You must do it, and it's like night and day. It's going to take you a long time, even after you see what the components of the problem are, to put together a solution that I've already come up with years ago. For this tackling situation that you're looking at right there on the lower left of the screen is typical, but the approach, the solution is so different. I can't begin to describe it adequately. It would surely be misunderstood. Doesn't look bizarre at all. It just looks like normal play. And I'll tell you. And I took a look at I was watching the games and I said, those defensemen are just, wow, look at what they're doing. And all of a sudden I thought about how I played and I said, you know what? I have a teachable technique. I can solve their problems. I know how to tackle. They don't. They're in a reactive mood and they got it all wrong. Oh, it's just completely like night and day. Um, and I just don't know how to describe this in a video. But anyway, if you're interested in knowing about it, um, feel free to contact me. Um, my email address is ShawnHiggins888 at yahoo.com. That's ShawnHiggins 888 at yahoo.com. I'll be glad to share it with you. In any case, enjoy the rest of the game.